Title: I Saw a Ghost Last Night. Here's the chilling proof. Last night, something happened that I can barely explain. I saw something, or rather someone, who shouldn't have been there. I know what I saw, and the proof I have might just leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the afterlife. This isn't a fabricated ghost story for entertainment. This is a fictional story crafted to send chills down your spine. Stay with me until the end, because I have something to show you, something that will make your skin crawl. Segment 1, The Calm Before the Terror. It was an ordinary night, or so I thought. The clock read 11:47 p.m., and the quiet of my living room was broken only by the faint hum of the refrigerator and the occasional crackle from the fireplace. I had just settled into the couch after a long day, scrolling mindlessly on my phone, when I felt it, that sudden, inexplicable sensation that you're not alone. You know the feeling, the one where the hairs on your neck stand up and the room suddenly feels colder. I shook it off as exhaustion, but then I heard it, a whisper. "Hey!" My body froze. I turned my head toward the staircase, where the sound seemed to originate. My heart was racing, but my logical mind tried to find an explanation. Maybe it was just the wind outside or the old pipes groaning. But my house was new, and the windows were closed. I stood up, phone in hand, and walked to the staircase. The whisper came again. "Hey, you!" It was soft, almost playful. I shone my phone's flashlight up the steps, half expecting to see nothing. Instead, I saw a shadow move across the landing, a shadow that had no source. Segment 2, The Unseen Visitor. My rationality kicked into overdrive. It's just your imagination, I thought. But then came the sound of footsteps, soft and deliberate, descending the wooden staircase, step by step by step. I wanted to move, but my legs felt anchored to the ground. The shadow moved again, and suddenly, there it was. A figure, faint yet distinct, standing halfway down the staircase. It was a woman. Her form was pale, almost translucent. Her hair fell in loose waves over her shoulders, and she wore what looked like an old-fashioned nightgown. She didn't look threatening, but the sheer impossibility of her presence sent icy dread through my veins. I lifted my phone and took a picture. The flash lit the room for an instant, and in that brief moment I saw her face. Her eyes met mine, and her lips moved as though she were trying to speak. The moment passed, the light vanished, and she was gone. Segment 3, The Chilling Proof. I stood there, stunned, until my phone buzzed in my hand. It was the picture. My breath caught in my throat as I opened it. There she was. Clear as day, a woman on the staircase. Her face was pale, her eyes hollow yet somehow aware. The nightgown was detailed with lace at the collar, and behind her, the wall, which should have been visible, was obscured by her figure. I zoomed in. Her mouth was open, mid-sentence. I felt the room grow colder. Without thinking, I called my friend Mark, who lived a few blocks away. He picked up after a few rings, groggy. "Dude, I need you to come over," I said, voice shaking. "I just saw something. I have proof." Mark arrived 15 minutes later. I showed him the picture. His face went pale.
That looks like the woman from the old Milligan house,"
he whispered. "What are you talking about?" I asked.
"The Milligan house. It was torn down years ago. It used to be right here, where your house stands now. The mother, she died here. Fell down the stairs in 1923.
Segment 4, The Investigation Begins. Mark and I spent the rest of the night researching the old Milligan house. According to historical records, Margaret Milligan had indeed died in a stairway fall in 1923. Her husband and children moved away shortly after, and the house was eventually demolished. I stared at the picture on my phone. The woman on the stairs matched the old, grainy, black and white portrait we found online. "That's her," I whispered. The clock showed 3 a.m. when we decided to stop. Mark crashed on the couch while I stayed awake, watching the staircase. And then, at 3:33 a.m., my phone buzzed with a notification. Motion detected. Staircase camera. We hadn't set up a staircase camera. Segment 5, The Terrifying Revelation. I opened the notification. A live feed appeared, showing the staircase bathed in the dim glow of the hallway nightlight. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then she stepped into frame, the woman, Margaret. She stood on the stairs, looking directly into the camera. Her mouth moved, forming silent words. I hit the record button, adrenaline coursing through me. She repeated the same phrase over and over, eyes locked on the camera. "Help me, find it." "Find what?" I whispered aloud. The feed glitched. When it resumed, she was gone. Segment 6, The Search for Answers. Morning came, and Mark and I began searching the house for anything unusual. After hours of combing through closets, floorboards, and walls, we found it, a loose board beneath the staircase. Inside the hidden compartment was a small rusted tin box. We opened it to find old letters and a diary. Margaret Milligan's diary. The last entry read, "He took it, my wedding ring. He said I'd never leave. I tried to get it back. I fell. If someone finds this, please help me." We stared at each other, cold realization sinking in.
Her husband killed her,
Mark said. "And she wants us to find the ring," I added. Segment 7, The Final Revelation. We dug further beneath the staircase, and after hours of work, found a small metal box. Inside, wrapped in yellowed fabric, was a gold wedding ring engraved with the initials, MM. As I held the ring, the air grew noticeably warmer. The oppressive weight of the room lifted. That night, I placed the ring on the mantel and spoke aloud. "Margaret, we found it." The temperature rose slightly, and for a brief moment I smelled lavender, the same scent that had faintly lingered on the diary pages. Conclusion: the proof. I still have the picture on my phone. The staircase camera recording is saved too. Proof that what happened was part of a fictional narrative. So if you ever feel a cold breath on the back of your neck, or hear a soft whisper when you're alone, maybe it's just your imagination. If you found this story as chilling as I did crafting it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fictional encounters with the unexplained. And tell me, have you ever seen a ghost